Hello everyone, welcome to 3D Printing Doctors channel. Today I am very excited to be here at the headquarters of Coprint, and we are going to talk with Ömer from Coprint, and we are going to ask lots of questions to them about their new product, which is a multi-material Coprint head called chroma head. Chroma head. There's chroma head, there's chroma pad, and what else are we going to talk about?
Well, we have chroma pad, chroma head, KCM, ACM, and CX1 extruder, and of course inside of the chroma head there is our special hot end, chroma hot end.
Yeah, there are lots of chroma stuff going on here with the Coprint headquarters. Yeah. We are going to talk about this one by one, but you guys can see there are two different 3D printers, one from Illigo and one from Sovol, and both of them are equipped with chroma head system that can 3D print multi-material. I know you guys have lots of questions about this. Again, we are going to take a look at all those questions hopefully, and some of the examples of 3D printed objects are in here as well. So let's start with my first question. I have like 12 questions to go over here. So here is my first question. Let's start with the company background actually. Can you provide a brief overview of Coprint and its mission?
Yeah, sure. Coprint was founded like 4 years ago. We have two co-founders, Fatih and Hüseyin.
During COVID?
During the COVID, yeah.
Okay.
Hüseyin was working in one of the top engineering companies in Turkey. He was a very successful engineer, but then he aimed to leave the company and create Coprint with his partner, Fatih. So at that time, our two co-founders were working on multi-filament module, which is our first product, because at that moment there was like no solutions for multicolor upgrade kits for the 3D printers.
This is 2020, right?
Yeah, 2020.
What was the name of your first product?
Multi-filament module.
Okay.
It was the multi-filament module that was basically created for Bowden extruders, Bowden extruded 3D printers. And at that time, like there was very, very low amount of options for upgrading your existing 3D printer on a multi-material level. And they were aware of this problem, and they were focusing on developing a product for that kind of solution in the market. So they created the company, they started to work on multi-filament module, and they basically established a legal company to grow the things. And then they started to hire employees, the engineers, the sales team, the marketing team. You know how it works when you start a company. And then we had two funding rounds from our local investors in Istanbul, in Turkey. And then we made our first Kickstarter 2 years ago for the multi-filament module. And then it was a great success for us. And today we are here with our new products. And that's, I can tell you about the brief summary of the company.
Sure, we will talk about those too. So the inspiration of the starting Coprint was basically, hey, we find this problem of multicolor printing and we wanted to do the best we can. And as far as I understand, the mission of Coprint is basically to be the tool for multi-material 3D printing, right?
Exactly.
The best tool in the market,
Best tool in the market. Coprint is currently working on its brand new products, but on the backside, of course, we are trying to develop much more solutions for the market in the tool-wise,
That's great. I'm especially proud of Coprint because I'm Turkish and this is a Turkish company. So this is also a happy moment for me as well to see these beautiful companies emerging from the same country I came from. So let's talk about the product and services, which is my second main question. We talked about lots of chroma stuff, but what are the key products and services at this point?
Well, the key products we are developing is actually on two different sites. When we first launched multi-filament module, as I mentioned 2 years ago, it was created for Bowden extruders. But meanwhile, the newcomers, the new 3D printers in the market, the emerging new products are mostly focused on, as you also observed, direct drive extruders are there, and we have to find a solution for them. And then Clipper came to our life, and the newcomer products are mostly based on Clipper. So once we first working on a product which was chroma pad and only chroma pad, we realized that the main issue is also happening in the head, in the nozzle, because once it's changing colors and stuff, there's a lot of jamming and clogging problems. So we wanted to fix it with a set. And then we focused on developing chroma head. So we had to find a solution for Clipper-based 3D printers. So we developed KCM set for that. So
what does KCM stand for?
KCM stands for clipper chroma module.
Okay.
So it has all the features ChromaPad has in, but it's designed for clipper-based 3D printers. So in case you have a Marlin-based 3D printer, your preference should be on ChromaSat. If you have a printer that is based on clipper, your preference should be with KCM set.
We will give close looks to these products as well, but here is the coprint head in here, and can we play with the...
Of course.
So this is the
ChromaPad.
So why someone should get a ChromaPad, for example? What this beautiful tablet thing gonna give us as an advantage?
ChromaPad has different advantages on different solutions. Mainly, ChromaPad is designed to run different 3D printers in a single panel. So basically, ChromaPad allows you to like up to 8 printers, you can basically plug it in.
So I can plug in 8 printers.
8 printers and control your 8 printers in a single panel.
Do they need to be wired to this? Or?
So you have to plug them, you have to wire them in case you want to use them inside of the pad. But in case you want to use them remotely, of course you don't have to wire them.
Okay.
And also, since it's running on Clipper-based system, we want to make an easy interface for our users and for the community, and it's fully open source right now. So we developed Chroma Screen for our ChromaPad. Chroma Screen is a tailor-made software based on Clipper, which has very easy user interface, very easy user experience that you can have with. And like once you plug a 3D printer into your ChromaPad, it asks you which printer you have, which chip settings you have. In case you made a configuration on your existing 3D printer, it also asks you which chip settings you have and anything you need to do the installment, do the setup. So once you choose your settings, it does all the configurations by its own, and the system will be ready to use for you.
Okay. So the head, the pad, what about those two?
Those two are ACM and the KCM. KCM stands for Clipper Chroma Module, and ACM stands for Extended Chroma Module.
So to use these colorful things, you don't need the pad, right?
In case
sometimes you can get the pad
Yeah.
if you want to have expertise control,
Yeah.
but you don't need that. So for example, if I'm a Create Render 3 user and if I want to keep it as cheap as possible, which ones am I going to get and how much it's going to cost me?
Well, in case you want to use it for Ender 3, which is Marlin-based 3D printer, you need to have ChromaPad, because ChromaPad will upgrade it to Clipper system, right? But in case you have like Elago Neptune 4 Pro runs on Clipper system, you don't need the pad. You will just go with the KCM, Clipper Chroma Module. It has all the features that the pad has, and it's kind of a cheaper option for you because it doesn't have a screen, basically. And so the basic setups, because I'm generally mentioning them as the sets, what does that set stands for? The set means that in case you are going for the Chroma set, Chroma set is for ChromaPad, the Chroma head, and 4 CX1 extruders.
Okay.
This is the set. In case we are talking about the KCM set, it stands for KCM, Chroma head, and 4 CX1 extruders. So basically, those price range is kind of dependable on what kind of products you want to add to your shopping chart.
How much the cheapest?
The cheapest will be around like $300 US.
Okay.
But in case, I believe that you have a lot of extruders at your home, so you might want to exclude extruders and just go for the KCM and the head.
Okay.
The price will go down to $200 US.
You know, it seems like 2024 is going to be year of multicolor 3D printers and the systems, right? And there's a competition out there. What differs you from this competition? We know that you guys are not selling 3D printers, you guys are selling tools, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Is there any other competitors in the market who does the same thing as you?
There are some local companies who actually finds out solutions for the upgrading 3D printers, and we totally respect those because they are trying to develop something for the people, and they just want to do that, you know, they don't have any commercial concerns or something like that. But in case we are talking about a very range of product set, which is very customizable, modular, I think we are the first company who tries to focus on putting out different solutions for the customers in the market.
Okay. obviously there's a competition in the market,
Yeah.
right? And for example, Bamboo Lab 3D printers, they poop. Seems like this is a single extruder as well. Does your system poop?
We don't poop, but we have a purge tower.
Okay,
so,
purge tower.
Purge tower, yeah. What we have is we have a filament cutting mechanism inside of the chroma head. So we also cut the filament as well to minimize the issues that might occur in the hot end or the nozzle to eliminate the previous filament when the color is changing. But this is very dependable on your slicing settings. For example, what we do in the tests, maybe our backers or our viewers in the social channels might also observe once. We generally do the second object as a purge tower as well. So if you're printing something, we print the same thing for the purge tower as well. We only do purge tower. What Bamboo did was the poop. They did it for their own systems. They have a mechanism that only works for pooping, right? So it's kind of hard to do that for different setups because, as you mentioned in your previous question, what advantage we have is we are working with a lot of printers and a lot of companies. Here you see Sovol SV08, here you see Elegoo Neptune 4 Pro. We also work with Sovol SV06, 07, Elegoo Neptune 3. So a lot of different printers, a lot of different compatibilities. So we had to find the best setting or best configuration that we can fit into different models.
Cool. I remember the first extruder head you guys developed was almost 500 grams.
Yeah.
And I heard that you guys dropped that weight to 300 grams. So how does it affect the speed of the printer? So you are taking, let's say, the base Ender 3V2 or Neptune 4 Pro. Is this how fast this chroma pad turns the previous printer into a new speed level? Like, what's the maximum speed you guys can reach?
Yeah. It's firstly, we dropped it to the almost 300 grams because it was really heavy, as you mentioned. Because the main reason behind that was we were using servo motors inside of the chroma head to cut the filament. Now we changed it to a different system, which completely eliminated us to use servo motors inside of the chroma head. So this was one of the main objects that reduced the weight of the chroma head. Secondly, it kind of depends on your acceleration limits as well. As you know, you probably know physics better than me. So if you are using a tool head that is compatible with different brands, different rail mechanisms, you have to optimize your weight as well because your printer has an acceleration limit, right?
Yeah.
So, and each of them has different limits. So if you try to push up Ender 3V2 to 500 millimeters per second, that might be
destroyed.
I mean, don't try that at home, but yeah. So we are currently running around 300 millimeters per second, 350 millimeters per second on new generation 3D printers, which is very fast because what I'm telling you is on the multicolor printing.
Gotcha.
If you want to do it in a single, because we have a lot of demands from the users as well, they just want the head.
Okay.
They are not happy with their tool head and they just want to replace their tool head with ours and they want to have single color prints. That is also possible as well. Then our tool head can allow you to go to the highest speed that your 3D printer allows you to do.
Okay. Speaking of the customers, I think the next question is who are your primary customers and how do you cater their needs?
There's two sides.
Okay.
First, the end users. We can talk about what I mean by the end users are. I will also put down printing services as an end user as well. The hobby users, the ones that likes to play with their 3D as well, their 3D printers as well, such as the hobbies, they like to configure new stuff, they want to upgrade their own 3D printers. So this is the kind of the customer side, the B2C side, because we cater their needs by providing them different solutions to upgrade their 3D printers and in their different printers. What I mean is if they want to plug the system out and they want to plug it in a different printer they have, we allow them to do, right? So we give them toys they can play with.
Okay.
But if we are talking about the printing services, they have a lot of printers. They have Bamboos as well, but they have a lot of old 3D printers that they sell services with as well. So we help them to expand their printers capacity because they can control different printers in a single panel, right? It reduces the labor that they have to force on. And also they can upgrade their existing 3D printers on a multicolor or multi-material system as well. So we also decide. In the other part, there are companies. Because some companies are not happy about their results in their tool ads, or they want to develop a new system for a multicolor printing system. So we are working with them closely to find out an optimal product set to integrate with their own 3D printers as well. So we also focus with, we also work with companies that they can develop new products with us.
So in the future, for example, if someone buys a Sovol 3D printer, their extruder, multi-material and extruder might come with the coprint.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It will be ready for them.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about the future plans, if we can, regarding the coprint. So what's your future growth strategy and development? I know you guys did the Kickstarter campaign, which we will talk about it in a moment, but what coprint is trying to achieve 5 years from now, for example? Are you guys going to develop your own 3D printer maybe?
Yeah. 5 years is a hard question in 3D printing. Yeah, because of course we will talk in details when we come to the Kickstarter part, but 3D printing industry is evolving very fast.
Yep. 2 years ago there wasn't any bamboo.
There wasn't any bamboo. The speeds were, I don't know, they were
Low.
very, very low. Everything has changed in a very short term. So I don't think it would be optimistic to plan 5 years later.
Okay.
But what we plan right now is to provide different tools for the existing users in the market. What I mean by the tools are not only ready-to-go tools, such as they buy the KCM or chroma set, they will plug in and they will use. We are also working on providing tailor-made solutions for the users as well, that they can optimize their PCB boards, that they can optimize their our own toollet, such as you can think of is a V2 model of the chroma head, V2 model of the hot end. So we try to increase our product span so we can be fit into every home, anyone who has the 3D printer in their home. So this is the first part. In the second part, we want to be a company that produce solutions for the companies as well, because our R&D is our main advantage.
Okay.
We are very dynamic. We are a startup. We are very dynamic. We can take fast results. So in that case, we can find out solutions for the companies in a very dynamic way. Because, you know, the corporate companies, in the big companies, they have a lot of people that works for them, and they do great stuff as well. But sometimes it might be hard for them to find out solutions in a very faster way. You know, like they're kind of acting. They have to act slowly. So we fill that gap. We find a solution very fast. We demonstrate it. We create a prototype for it. We report the solution. We report everything we have. And then we generate results for the companies to increase their R&D processes.
Okay.
That is also the second part we want to focus on. 3D printer is most probably is one of our aims as well, because I mean we prepared everything. The only missing part is the base. Yeah. So we have a very good knowledge about how to create something new as a 3D printer, because we have to work with a lot of companies to find out optimized solutions for our products, right? We test a lot of brands, even the brands people has no idea with. So together, all this data, of course, we want to create an end product.
Okay. Cool, cool. That's nice to hear. Seems like there's something coming on. And AI is also on the very big hype, so I believe there will be AI integration in these printers in the next 2 years as well. We'll see.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the current challenges, because leading a company is a hard job, founding a company is an extremely hard job. And what are the challenges you guys face? What's the biggest challenge coprint faced during this journey? Well,
coprint is a hardware startup, so that's best way to answer this question is probably to ask our founders. From my perspective, I will try to answer this question, of course. As a hardware startup, you have to work with a lot of different suppliers as well, because you're a startup. You don't have a factory, and you don't have thousands of workers that work for you, that work for the team in your factory, right? You have to outsource some stuff to figure out the fastest solution. So the supplying part is a hard journey. Being a startup, is kind of challenging with your dreams as well, because in your dreams you are very fast.
Yep.
You want to do everything in a very short term, but you are a startup. You have to work term by term, because you have to hire new people. You have to like basically control your team, control your products, and it is kind of dependable on your numbers. So first you have to create a product, and that product is going from different journeys, right? The R&D, the sales, the marketing, the supplying part is one of it, and you don't have that much team members that can work on different topics. So we have to deal with a lot of topics in a smaller team. So it's kind of challenging because you are working with different regions in the world.
So you have to be man of everything.
You have to be man of everything. Like for example, we have suppliers, or we have partners in the US, we have suppliers and partners in China, and we have to talk with them, right? Every country, every region has a different time zone. You have to be awake all the time to reach out to everything. And this is sometimes becoming like very challenging.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming also, because you have to learn everything. You have to learn and act on everything. Once you hire a new team member, you have to teach him or her everything in a very short term, because you want them to adapt. So that kind of, I think I call it the growing stage.
Yeah. Pains of growth.
Pains of growth, yeah. And being a hardware startup is kind of increasing that pain a bit, because you have to work with the physical stuff, right?
Being a hardware startup is a pain.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, we all know that start the Kickstarter campaign. My final questions are about Kickstarter campaign. And how much money you guys raised?
Well, we raised $450,000 in Kickstarter, and now we are still doing a pre-sale campaign on Indiegogo.
Okay.
The number is increased. It's around like $500,000, I believe.
$500,000.
$500,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
And initial concept, like, why did you guys start it on Kickstarter? What pushed you to be a Kickstarter?
Well, Kickstarter has advantages and disadvantages in the same time. For us, it's a great place. For me, it's not, by the way. Okay. But for a company, it is. I will focus why it's not the best way for me. But for a company, Kickstarter has a lot of advantages for you to talk with the community, learn what community wants, learn what their needs are, and to propose something to the community. And the best part here is that to reach to the people they want to buy the product, you do a lot of pre-marketing stuff. So that pre-marketing phase you go through is actually giving you a market research, right? You do everything. It's like doing everything in once, all in one. So you raise the money, you tell people that this is the project I want. You show them the prototypes, you show them the story you have in the background. And backers actually trust you and back you for the product that you will produce. So this is the best way for a startup to create a community for themselves, because you have to talk with them regularly. It's not very easy to do it without the Kickstarter for us. And the second part is that you basically collect demand. You see how much demand you have from different regions, different countries, because as mentioned in my previous question, we don't have a factory that runs for us 7/24. We cannot tell that we will produce 1 million chroma sets.
How many countries are you going to ship at the end of the day? Do you have the number?
75 countries
75
right now.
countries.
75 countries right now. And
how many people purchased it?
1,135 people right now.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So, and you cannot tell that I will produce 1 million of this product, please ready the factory. You cannot do that. First you have to collect the data, first you have to collect the demand, see the market, see what people need, and once you are developing project to the manufacturing stage, you have a time to keep your products updated. And for a startup, this is very crucial.
Okay.
Because 3D printing evolves.
Yeah.
It evolved.
So guys, this is a really nice entrepreneurship interview at this point. If you want to do your own Kickstarter campaign, be really focused on this part, I guess.
Yeah.
Tips and tricks.
Yeah. So mainly, it kind of relates with the previous question as well, because 3D printing evolves, and we did our Kickstarter in November. So from November to now, it changed a lot as well. New companies bring their own stuff, their multicolor stuff. The speeds again increased, different processors made, Clipper has changed, there are new configurations that you can add. That means that from November to now, we had to update our products as well, because if not, the backers would have an old product even though they just pledged it 6 months ago.
So what you are saying right now, the backers, when they receive their products from the Kickstarter campaign that they paid for, will have an updated product.
Exactly.
Nice.
That's actually one of the advantages Kickstarter give to us as a startup.
But this might cause delays or something, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we actually had a delay.
Okay.
We try to, by the way, communicate with our backers about every update we are going through. Sometimes it's not easy, sometimes it's easier, but delay is something we don't want, to be honest. That's why I don't like Kickstarter personally, because like that kind of stuff happens, like stuffs like delay unfortunately happens. The best part here is to open with your backers. You have to be honest with your backers, and we tend to keep that conversation with our backers in an open and trustworthy way. But I want to differentiate this to two different topics actually. There are customers and there are backers. Customers such as us, because we are buying stuff from different companies, right? We are customer of them. But backers are the people who back a project from day one. I think those two should be differentiated within themselves, because being a customer gives you a right to tell you that I don't want that. You are from the United States, you are living in the United States. If a product comes to you and you don't want it, you can refund it immediately, right? You don't have to say something. Being a backer on another perspective is something else for me. Why I'm telling you is that we have like maybe 70% of our backers are super backers, let's say. They backed different projects previously, but 30%, 35% of them are new on Kickstarter and they just backed our project. So we are also backer of some projects as team. All of our teammates pledged something before. So I think that should be understood very well, that the Kickstarter, in its Kickstarter's nature, there are some mistakes that can happen. But companies shouldn't use that in their own advantage. I'm not telling that. I'm not telling that delay is normal and we are using that. It's not. It's not. Because there's an idea that we are using the, you raise the money in the Kickstarter, and if there is a delay happening, the backers might think that you are using that money for something else, and you are just not, you are basically avoiding them. This is not correct, because we are a startup trying to grow. If we are delaying and if we are having an issue on that, it's not going to allow us to grow.
Gotcha. So regarding the growth and community engagement, I realize that you guys are very responsive and try to satisfy the backers. Do you guys have any Discord channels that people can join that I can put under the link of this, right?
Of course.
And I assume you guys are answering questions from the Discord channel and backers over the Kickstarter, right?
We most likely, we do updates regularly. We have social channels like Twitter or I don't know, X. I'm still telling Twitter for that. I didn't update on my phone, not yet. In the YouTube, in the Instagram, we try to answer all the questions that comes from them. We have a Discord channel where we have volunteers that actually answer the questions for us. We have
please answer the questions that are coming under the comment section of this video.
We will try our best. And also they can join our Discord channel. Please feel free to share the link. They can ask us. Our emails are everywhere. So we have different email groups for different needs. So they can directly email to me as well. Feel free to share it too. So we are trying to catch up with everything in different social channels. We are trying to share all the updates, all the developments. So we are very responsive on that side.
Okay, perfect. And couple last questions, I guess. If you were to summarize Coprint's experience in Kickstarter, what will be the 3 words or 3 sentences that you would say?
Blood, sweat, and the tears.
Okay, cool. Let's come to the final question, I guess. What advice would you give other entrepreneurs in this field or any other field dealing with the Kickstarter campaign if they want to start their journey? What would you say?
I suggest them to work in a product that is focusing on one perspective. So what I mean here is that try to make a product that is very, very easy for your backers or potential backers to understand. I think this was one of our hardest, like the challenges as well, because we had different products. We had to explain products in a very long way. I mean, I have to write a paragraph to explain our products, right? Keep the products simple that your backers can understand very easily. Try to focus on a niche persona that you aim. If your product is something niche, just don't try to grow your pool, you know? If you believe that it's a niche product, try to focus on that niche persona, but give them everything. Keep your relationship and communication very honest and open. Update them about everything. Do your pre-marketing keep your pre-marketing a bit long, because it requires a long time for you to engage with your potential backers, for them to understand you, your story, make your story clear, and make your potential backers to understand your story very easily. Try to not do everything in a 1 month.
Okay.
Try to do your pre-marketing slowly and put it on a long term.
I will start my Kickstarter campaign. Cool. It just came to my mind. 2 more questions. Sorry. We always talk about multicolor. Can chroma head print multi-material?
Yeah, it can.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And the other question is, I forgot your title.
I'm the sales guy.
Sales guy,
manager.
the sales manager. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed our talk interview with Coprint at Coprint headquarters in Istanbul, Maltepe area. It was a great journey for me too. They are really nice people. I really enjoy talking with them. I wish you guys a success.
Thank you.
And I would like to print with Coprint heads soon as well. Let's see what next episodes will bring to us.
Please don't tell people that you are one of the first that will take the product, because we are going to send our products to the backers first. Okay, sure. Did I back you guys or not? I don't know. Okay, yeah, live. See you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe to 3D Printing Doctor and Coprint's YouTube channel too. And comment down below and feel free to hit the thumbs up button. Bye. Awesome.